The new Razer Kiyo Pro added new colors, better low light performance, and even more to the webcam scene. But is it still worth your money to invest in a webcam? Let's talk about it. The Razer Kiyo Pro is a well-constructed device that's pretty chunky for a webcam. The L mount has great adjustability to get the right angle no matter where you place this. It has a standard thread mount on the bottom of the webcam and on the stand, so that way you can use it with a friction mount or even a tripod. It also uses a detachable Type-C cable in case you need a longer cable, a shorter cable, or in case Fluffy the cat bit through the cable. Setup for this is a breeze. All you do is take it out of the box, use the L mount to set it up on any monitor you need to or tripod, then use that Type-C cable to plug it into your PC. It's really that simple. All right, welcome over to the test station, everybody. Welcome. Currently, you guys are viewing me on my A6100 with my Sigma lens. So as I'm going through this demo, I'm going to show you 3 different types of webcams that people use. This is the A6100, which is a high-end web camera. Now we're going to switch over to the Razer Kiyo Pro, which this is the camera that we're talking about today in our review. And lastly, the tried and true C920. Now that we looked at the 3 different cameras, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the software that actually powers the Razer Kiyo Pro. If you already have a Razer product, you probably already have this software. This is the Razer Synapse software. This is going to be what controls the actual Razer Kiyo Pro and allows you to make adjustments within this software that also translate over to OBS. Let's go ahead and click on the Razer Kiyo Pro. And I'm just going to go ahead and disable this in OBS real quick so we can look at it within this software. All right, so now we're actually looking at the Razer in the software. So let's go over a couple different options we have here. First off, you have the option of autofocus or manual focus. Currently at the time of this, there is an update that you can see that actually improves the autofocus. So for now, we're going to keep it in manual focus. Next is that you have HDR. So HDR gives you that high dynamic range. So that way, in case there's a bright light, let me go and show you. So if you notice with this really bright light on me, it's actually not blowing out this image at all. What you can actually have happen is kind of like what's happening right now in the C920 is that you can't really make out some of those really bright spots on my forehead. So basically turning that off isn't going to allow you to recognize the actual detail in those bright spots. All right, so next up we have field of view. What field of view is going to do is going to basically widen this shot and also make it more narrow. Keep in mind, take a look at my door, which is right over here, and also the other lines of the room as I start to widen this shot. So right now we're looking at the narrow size. Now we're going to go over to medium. And now this is medium that we can now take a look at and see how much it actually adds to the picture. Now we're going to go over to wide. Now, if we're taking a look at wide, you can actually notice that some of the straight lines in the back of my actual room are now bowing. So the reason why is because it's given what's called a fisheye effect. So the more that you widen this picture to get more of your room, the more you're going to start to see that fisheye effect. On the right side, this is where we can control our image settings. So they have a few different default pieces in here. So they have default, cool, vibrant, and warm. They also have custom. I recommend trying to play around with custom to figure it out, but if you feel like one of these other options fits you best, then just go with that. You can also adjust the brightness in this. So this actually allows you to bring this down so it darkens the image or bring it up to brighten the image up a little bit. You can also change the contrast, which is also going to change kind of like your black levels. So if you notice, if I bring this all the way down, it's actually starting to lighten up that room and that space. If I bring it up, it's going to darken a lot of the image, but also this black sweater that I'm wearing no longer has detail. Next thing you have is saturation. This is going to help you balance out the actual colors in your room. So in case you want to be able to turn those up to get more of a vibrant look, you can do that. If you want more of a washed out kind of tone, you can bring that down as well. White balance is something you want to actually kind of adjust towards your lighting. So if you're using video lighting, it should give you the ability to adjust the Kelvin. Some of them come at a set Kelvin or a set temperature. So with white balance, you can either turn it up a little bit to give you more of a warm feel in your room in case you're feeling a little blue, or if you want to give yourself a fake tan, such as I do because I don't really get to see the sun very often. Or if you're feeling like there's too much red in the picture, or if you're kind of looking blotchy, you can turn that down a little bit and it gives more of a favor towards blue hues, things like that in the room. Now, I also went into advanced setting. Advanced setting actually uses Windows settings to change the camera settings. This does transfer over into OBS if you use it. So this is actually what I use to dial in the picture quality we have on the camera right now. I'm not going to go over every single setting in here, but one thing I will point out is going to be the exposure. Reason why is that with exposure, if you bring this up, it does brighten up the image, but now as you notice, I don't have a nice smooth frame rate. I don't have nice ghosting in my picture. It's lagging behind. It's no good. So if you bring this down, notice that the motion blur is now back to normal, just looking as it should. So with this, you want to make sure that you're properly lit, because if you do rely on the exposure to light up your camera, you're going to start to get ghosting and other effects and have it be choppy. All right, now lastly, I'm going to go ahead and expand these images on the right just to give you an idea of what it looks like right next to each other. All right, so this is all of the webcams expanded, so you can kind of get an idea of what they look like. what the motion blur looks like, the different coloration and detail within the camera. And now this is me just waving to you goodbye. We are now done with our demo session. Bye. A crystal clear demo, almost as clear as this webcam. You tired of my puns yet? All right, let's go ahead and talk about the pros and cons of this webcam. This is very adjustable and works with different angles with the standard L mount that it comes with. A well-constructed and solid build. HDR that helps prevent those blown out spots in case your lights are a little bit too bright on you. Does fairly well in low light for a webcam. Wide field of view in case you want to show off your background or your entire setup behind you. And detachable USB cable for easy replacement or different lengths. Let's go and talk about those cons. This webcam is going to run you $199.99 US at the time of this video. HDR only offers 30 frames per second, so you're trading off better colors for a slower frame rate. And you do get kind of a fisheye effect when you're at the max field of view. So what are our final thoughts? If you are set on using a webcam to avoid the complexity of a camera, the Razer Kiyo Pro is a fierce competitor in the high-end webcam market. With the right lighting, you can obtain some pretty awesome picture quality thanks to that HDR for just $199. And that's it for the review. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you want more streaming advice or tips, feel free to hit that sub button or head over to pipeline.gg.